Hi everybody, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel. This is a collaboration video I'm doing with Dolls Lissa. Make sure that you check her out. I will put an @ down below for her channel. She is the one that suggested we all do this. I don't know who else is going to be doing it, but we're all posting on May 1st. So the collab is about dolls and books. If I'm understanding that correctly, we're supposed to show a book with a doll. So I have a couple of books to show you. As it happens, I love books. Not a big surprise. I am an English teacher, so by day I'm an English teacher. So yeah, so obviously I really like books. In fact, I like them so much that for a while there I was actually making them. This was years ago. I was working on a graduate level degree, and it was kind of related to the art of bookmaking and women's journals and etc. etc. I won't go into details, but one of the projects I had to do for a class I took, the professors wanted us to actually make a book. Obviously, the book I'm going to show you is way too big for all of my dolls. But I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to show you this super cool book that I made many years ago. And then I'm going to show you this super cool book that I also made many years ago. And I'm going to photograph it with various dolls so we can see which size doll it works the best on. Blythe is here. We've got Malibu Blythe hanging out here. And she's a 1/6 scale doll. So it kind of looks good with her, but I'm going to try it on some other dolls that happen to be on my bookcase and take photographs and include those at the end of this video. So hold on. We'll see how this book looks with those other dollies. But like I said, when I was pulling this book that I made years ago out, I came across this one I had forgotten about. And the project required that we had like about half a dozen books related to texts and the idea of writing and language and that kind of thing. And he said we had to take two of those, pick two books from that collection and actually pull words out and actually make our own book. So as a crafter, I of course took this very literally, and I made a book. So this is the cover. It is fabric. I actually bought this fabric already like this. This is, in fact, I bought this. It was a remnant that I found at Walmart years ago when our Walmart had a decent, what do you call it, fabric area. It's okay, but it was much better back then. And you can see, so that's the front and the back. And I tied it with ribbon. And hopefully this thing won't fall apart. It's pretty old. Okay. And then here is the book. I called it The Craft of Rhetoric by Tammy Powley. And then these two books I included, these two authors, I included some of their work, Richard A. Lanham and Marshall McLuhan. And so that's the front. This is just obviously scrapbook paper here. And then here I talked about the idea of rhetoric as a form of creativity, that when you're writing, you're actually crafting ideas. And so then I have some cross stitch here, and I left this in here so you could actually get in here and add some if you want. And then this is a, I can't remember what this stuff's called, but it's a special kind of paper. And of course I have to put my beloved poet in here, Emily Dickinson. And this is a little poem of hers. And then I just have this little bit here. I believe it's in the Lanham text that he talks about toggling and boggling. And so that's why I have toggle and boggle space. And this is, I tried to use lots of different texture. So you can see this is, this is texturous. This is texturous. This is a hard felt. This I went completely crazy with. This is all glass, and I was doing fused glass at the time. I had a glass kiln and everything, and it says, if you can't read it, it says look at. So you look at and you look through, and these are all seed beads that I glued on around the glass pieces. And then, let's see, yes, I have bits in here from Alice in Wonderland. And those are some glass beads. I made those beads. They look awful, but they were good for this project. And there's a lot of talk about looking through and looking at text, and so that came to mind, Alice in Wonderland, looking through the looking glass. So that's where that comes into play here. This also, the idea of Alice in toggling and boggling. Oh, it's sticking a little bit. Oh yes, this page, this is problematic here, but this is decoupage. And I had to bring in Emily Dickinson into this. So there's some wax paper here to kind of help with it, but it still sticks. So I put wax paper on either side. And these are, again, this is some text from the books that I talked about. I think I have them listed at the back here. I think I actually have a works cited if I remember correctly. I haven't looked at this book in years. And of course the Brontes, and there's a picture of me, believe it or not, hanging out with the Bronte sisters. Again, this is a quote from somebody. The boundary between creator and critic simply vanishes. And then, oh, that's right. Then I have this page. This is Velcro letters. And so you can take, or Velcro words, so you can take and rearrange the text. And it's something I was, studying and talking about some of my work at the time about how people can rewrite text and then you change the meaning of the text. And in fact, there's somebody I thought I had a magnetic page in here. Where's my magnetic? Oh, here we go. I skipped that page. This is a magnet. And then I have these words here. Write your own text, create your own codex. And then I have some words here that are magnetized. It's not super strong magnets, so they fall off a lot. Okay. All right, so it's almost at the end here. And then I just have the conclusion. But yeah, I think I made this back in 2006. Yeah, I think I made this back in around 2006 or about then. I was, like I said, I was finishing up my degree. I won't show you this, but this is the note from the teacher. He wrote us all lengthy comments about our projects, and he really, really liked mine. So I will say I spent an incredibly ridiculous amount of time putting this together, but it's a nice project that I still keep, and it means a lot to me because it was something that really connected with me as far as my, the fact that I really am a tangible, creative type of person. So anyway, I really liked it. So let's take a little look at this book. I actually used old business cards. I think 2 old business cards that I folded in half and then glued on paper and little ephemeral scraps. And you can see I've got Emily Dickinson on here. There is No Frigate Like a Book. Okay. So, oh, here I have the date. 2003. So I guess I made that in 2003. Yeah, glad I put the date on there. Time goes by, you just forget. So I'm going to take some photos of various dolls who just happen to be on my dolly shelves right now. And you tell me in the comments down below, which doll do you think looks best with this particular book? And especially as far as scale, or just what do you think, okay? By the way, before I forget, down below in the description, I'm going to have a link, and I've been putting it actually in most of my descriptions lately, to my other YouTube channel. It's called My Bookshelf with Tammy Powley. It's not nearly as active as my doll channel, but I do post book reviews. I talk about my writing. I tell you about books that I'm reading and that kind of thing. So if you like books, if you like to read, if you like to write, please consider subscribing to it. It's, like I said, it's a very small channel, and it's not nearly as active as my doll channel and my crafting channel over here, Peacecraft Dolls, but it's something I like doing, and I think it's, little by little I'm growing the channel. But anywho, yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below once you see these pictures I'm going to post, and give me a thumbs up, and have a wonderful dolly day, and check everybody else's videos out who are jumping onto the doll book collab with Doll Lissa.